back in the early December, I uploaded a video talking about how I started my Doctor Who journey. And it seemed that a lot of people are actually really interested and involved in Doctor Who. And me being a pretty big critic of films and entertainment and games in general, I thought I would give my thoughts on the season one, the full season one and the finale. Now, I do want to point out that this is going to be a like bots meter kind of thing, so I'm just probably going to do an out of 10 thing. I don't know. I'm not really super into the whole way that Rotten Tomatoes or other different ways do it. But I am a huge fan of this series already, but I have a lot to say about it. The first few episodes were pretty garbage. I mean, the first episode itself was really bad. The mannequins and a lot of the villains and monsters or aliens in most of the episodes would just bust out these super overpowered abilities and concepts kind of near the end of the hero, our doctor, would bust out his idea, and then the monster or whatever would shut it down with this super overpowered thing. And it's like, why didn't the monster just do that in the beginning? But hey, I digress because I still enjoyed it, and I ended up really enjoying it during the two episode story arc where it was I don't remember what the episodes were called, but it was with the gas mask, and they were like talking, oh, where's my mummy? Where's my mummy? Because they really set this like scenery up here, because they had the World War II was like happening, and Rose met Captain Jack Harlov, right? That was his name, or whatever. It was really interesting because he introduced the nanogens as like his thing and like a little thing on his ship, and it wasn't really clear to me that the nanogens were malfunctioning from the ambulance, and the enemy of that whole 2 episode story wasn't very clear. It was this unknown entity that didn't seem to make much sense, and the doctor kept making it more and more intense by saying shit like, we're in the presence of a god, and all this like fucking insane shit. And it was just a really good stretch of episodes, but it really doesn't make up for the fact that this man never has a blaster. Like, can someone please give this man a gun? And what the fuck is wrong with Rose? Always running off and doing something fucking stupid. Her character is so poorly written, because like I get it. She is adventurous, she loves adventure, but she has no sense of danger, no sense of self, like she's gonna die. But at the same time, she's like a good character for like a leader. Like for all the other side characters that are like part of the episodes, she's a good like side character leader. Like she'll lead the side characters along. And I think that's a good thing about Rose. And also, what the fuck is wrong with her and this Mickey thing? Mickey is such a cuck. Mickey should just be fucking her mom, honestly, because what the fuck am I watching? Like, he keeps waiting. He loves her a lot, I guess, because he keeps waiting for her to come back. And she's already kissed the doctor, like, I don't know, like a couple times, like 1 or 2 times. And then also, like, she's getting it with Captain Jack, and it's just like, what the fuck? So I guess maybe they just didn't tell Mickey about that, and I don't know. I personally think that Mickey just deserves better as of right now. Like he really, like the first episode where she was deciding between Mickey and the doctor, and she just fucking turns away from him and just fucking bolts it, like fucking sprints to the doctor. I was like, what the fuck? This is such a wild thing to watch. It's like you wrote this character to be such a whore. That's just, it felt so bad. And then you feel bad for Mickey, but he's just kind of a stupid character. Even though people keep telling me that he gets like a redemption arc, so I'm looking forward to that. I think that so the last episode, the season finale, was with the Sycorax. And that was so confusing because why? Why was that Christmas episode? It was a fucking Christmas episode. It was like a special. How was that the season finale? Like, why was that the end of the season? Like, that feels like it should be the first episode of the second season. But no, I guess that's the last episode of the first season. I don't know. Maybe you can correct me on that or not. But I really do enjoy the first Doctor a little bit more than the second Doctor here. I guess the ninth and the 10th. That's who it is. I think is I keep saying first and second because I don't know about the whole. I don't know the lore, guys. I'm just learning Doctor Who now, so bear with me. But in season one, Doctor just seems so much better than season two, Doctor. And also, he keeps saying this shit about how he's different. He's a different person, but like that's fine biologically and physically, like about how you're a different person, guy. But then you have all the same memories of all the people, and you're acting similarly. Like you're trying to act the same way, but you're like, ooh, I don't know what kind of personality I'm gonna have. You've been alive for 900 years. You've changed bodies. Like, how many times? How you gonna fucking act like you have a different personality? That's some sociopath shit. Like, that didn't even seem like it was part of the science. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna be a new person now. It was like, I'm gonna actually just act like a new person. And it was like, that's concerning. Like, don't do that. You're a villain. I, um, I did not like the villains of the first season. The what the fuck were they called? The Dalek. I thought that the Dalek were really poorly made and poorly constructed. They were really cringe and really weird because they kept yelling, "Exterminate, exterminate!" So I hated the Dalek. They were really obnoxious and they were really slow. Like they move really fucking slow, and you just run away. And I get it, they can fucking fly and they have laser beams and stuff, but there were a lot of plot holes in Doctor Who. There was an abundance of plot issues that really just made it bad. But it had a lot of love. It got a lot of care when they put into it. And now I'm not saying care as in the writing. It got a lot of just, it feels like the making of it was fun. And I like that because there are some episodes that I really did just enjoy. Like the episode where Rose went back and met her dad. Like there was so much emotion in that episode. Like yeah, the whole fucking time thing and how he just somehow has to die because it's a canon event or whatever the fuck. Like why does time care about canon? Why like this is dumb. But the whole emotion behind that episode and her meeting her dad and her dad coming to acceptance and knowing who she is, and later on her mom remembering that incident, there's numerous good things to say about Doctor Who. And I'm honestly looking forward to the future of it because I did start some of season 2. I just got the werewolf episode with the it's like 1830 something. I'm butchering the year. I'm butchering everything about this, but the episode with the werewolf and the queen and they're in the 1800s. That was a really good episode because there was this whole like story. There was an actual fucking story, whether or not it made sense. Whether or not it had a bunch of logic, at least there was a story. Like the guy and his wife. His dad owned the manor or whatever, wherever they stayed, because that's part of the plot in the Torchwood estate. So his dad owned the Torchwood mistake. It was pretty much a mistake. So his dad and the queen's husband were like friends, and I guess together they were trying to discover this secret about werewolves, and it involved astrology and the moon, and you find out that the diamond was actually meant to amplify moonlight in order to become a weapon to defeat the werewolf, which was also an alien, obviously, just as Doctor Who. Now, that was super cool. Like, I thought that was fucking awesome. There was so much backstory there. Like, you learned about the dude's dad, you learned about the queen's husband, and it felt like it was good. Like not all the characters died, although some of the good ones did. They do kill off a lot of characters that I feel like they don't really need to, but I mean, of course, I digress again. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So overall, it does feel like that they really genuinely try to give the show a very deep emotional connection, and they try to make it very like dude, honestly, I cry. This is so dumb to say, but the first time I cried at fiction was Independence Day, when the fucking president was doing the speech and saying like, "We will not go quietly into the night." I fucking was like a child, and I started bursting out into tears because that absolute like unity and the love and emotion that goes into the human collective coming together as a force of good to face an evil foe is such a beautiful concept to me. It's just a weird thing that I have. And we got a lot of that in Doctor Who. Like in the first season of Doctor Who, we got a lot of inspiration and love for the human race. And that blew my mind. Overall, I want to go ahead and say that season 1 of Doctor Who, albeit was a dumpster of a film or a show, it was a pretty beautiful story. Not a good story, but a beautiful one. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a fat 6 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Complete.